Hello, trivia lovers. We're glad to have you on your daily slap fact. We've got a treasure trove of trivia in store for you today, each fact as intriguing as the next. We're serving up 6 fascinating tidbits of knowledge, each one guaranteed to tickle your curiosity and leave you hungry for more. From the animal kingdom to historical wartime tactics, from the game of dominoes to a rather peculiar calorie-burning method, we're covering a vast spectrum of trivia terrain. So if you're a fan of fun facts, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your fellow trivia aficionados. Your support helps us continue our quest to unearth more of these delightful nuggets of knowledge. So buckle up as we dive into our first fascinating fact. Ever wondered if animals have best friends too? Well, get ready for a surprise. Imagine this: a sunny meadow, a herd of cows lazily grazing, and within that herd, there are pairs of cows that are inseparable. Yes, you heard right. Cows, just like us, have best friends, and they can become stressed when separated from them. Cows are social animals, and they form strong bonds with their peers. In fact, research has shown that cows can have selective friendships, meaning they prefer the company of certain individuals over others. They don't just randomly graze next to any cow, but rather they choose to be near their best buddies. Isn't that just moving? And it's not all about the warm fuzzies. These friendships are vital for their well-being. When separated from their best friend, cows can exhibit signs of stress, such as increased heart rate and cortisol levels. They may also eat less and produce less milk. So it's not just a matter of companionship, but also of health and productivity. It's fascinating, isn't it? The world of animals is full of surprises. They're not just instinct-driven creatures, but they also have complex social structures and emotional lives. So next time you see a herd of cows, remember they might just be hanging out with their best buddies. Our next fact comes from follower of the channel Kai the Wise on Facebook. Takes us into the world of crocodiles, and it's something you might find hard to believe. Crocodiles, those formidable creatures that strike fear with their razor-sharp teeth and powerful jaws, have a peculiar trait that separates them from most of the animal kingdom. You may have noticed, if you've ever had the chance to observe these fascinating reptiles up close, that you'll never see a crocodile sticking out its tongue. No, it's not that they're being impolite or trying to maintain some semblance of decorum. The reason is purely biological. Crocodiles have a membrane that holds their tongue in place on the roof of their mouth so it doesn't move. This makes it impossible for them to stick it outside their narrow mouths. It's not like they're trying to make a silly face or anything, but it's more about survival. This placement of the tongue ensures it doesn't get bitten off when they rapidly snap their jaws shut while catching prey. This tongue-tied condition of crocodiles is a little ironic, isn't it? The creature with one of the strongest bites in the animal kingdom can't do something as simple as sticking out its tongue. It's a humble reminder that every creature, no matter how powerful, has its unique limitations and quirks. So, unlike us, crocodiles cannot show their tongues, no matter how hard they try. From the wild, we move to our homes. Did you know there's a special name for a group of a certain beloved pet? Let's turn our attention to our furry friends, the pugs. These adorable creatures, with their wrinkled faces and big soulful eyes, have a unique collective noun. A gathering of pugs is fondly referred to as a grumble. Yes, that's right, a grumble of pugs. Now you might be wondering, why a grumble? Well, the term is believed to have originated from the Dutch word grumbelen, which means to mutter or grumble. And if you've ever heard a pug snorting, snuffling or grumbling, you'd agree it's quite fitting. But there's more to pugs than their distinctive group name. Pugs are one of the oldest breeds of dogs, with a history dating back over 2,000 years. They were initially bred to sit on the laps of Chinese emperors, a job they still take quite seriously today. As a breed, they're known for their friendly and loving nature. Pugs are also incredibly social animals, which is why you might often find them in grumbles. These little bundles of joy are known for their quirky personality and their love for playtime. So if you ever see a group of pugs, remember you've just encountered a grumble. Our next fact takes us back in time to the American Civil War, and it involves something you might not expect. Imagine the tense and heated atmosphere of a battlefield, the roar of cannons, the sharp crack of rifle fire, and then, in the midst of all that chaos, floating serenely above it all, a balloon. Yes, you heard it right, a balloon. During the American Civil War, both the Union and Confederate armies employed balloonists for reconnaissance purposes. Now, you might be thinking, balloons, really? But let me assure you, these were not the kind of balloons you'd find at a child's birthday party. These were large, gas-filled balloons capable of carrying a man high above the battlefield. These balloonists had a very important, albeit dangerous, role. They would ascend in these balloons, often tethered to the ground by a long rope, to get a bird's-eye view of the battlefield. From this vantage point, they could observe enemy movements, spot potential ambushes, and relay vital information back to their commanders on the ground. In essence, these balloonists were the eyes in the sky for the armies they served. Their observations and reports often shaped the strategies and tactics used in battle. They were, in many ways, the precursors to the aerial reconnaissance we see in modern warfare today. One notable balloonist was Thaddeus Lowe, who led the Union Army Balloon Corps. Lowe conducted several successful reconnaissance missions, providing valuable intelligence to Union forces. On the Confederate side, Edward Porter Alexander utilized balloons for observation during the First Battle of Bull Run. But this job was not without its risks. Balloonists were easy targets for enemy sharpshooters and artillery. Despite the dangers, these brave men continued to ascend, providing their commanders with the information needed to plan their next move. So, balloons were not just for fun, they played a crucial role in the strategies of the Civil War. How did you know that even the smallest things can have interesting facts attached to them? Let's talk about dominoes. You've probably spent countless hours setting up intricate patterns, waiting for that satisfying tumble. But have you ever stopped to consider the little dots on each piece? These dots are actually called pips. Now let's delve a little deeper. The game of dominoes was believed to have originated in China in the 12th century, and each domino piece represents all the possible throws of two six-sided dice. Fascinating, isn't it? And here's a little bonus fact. The world record for the most dominoes toppled in a chain reaction is over 4 million. Yes, you heard it right, over 4 million pips were involved in that cascade. So the next time you're setting up a domino chain, remember, you're dealing with a lot of pips. To wrap things up, we have a fact that's both amusing and surprising. It turns out that banging your head against a wall can burn a whopping 150 calories per hour. Now, if that doesn't blow your mind, I'm not sure what will. But before you get any wild ideas, let's be clear about one thing. This is not a recommended method for shedding those extra pounds. Burning calories this way comes with a high risk of injury, not to mention the strange looks you might get from onlookers. There are far safer and more enjoyable ways to get a workout, from running and swimming to dancing or even gardening. So the next time you're thinking of an unusual way to burn calories, remember this headbanging fact. But also remember the importance of safety and common sense. So, while it's an interesting fact, we highly recommend more traditional exercise methods. Congratulations! You made it to the end! We've journeyed through a world of fascinating trivia, from cows with best friends to the calorie burning of headbanging. Now it's your turn. Do you have a quirky fact or a piece of trivia that makes people say, really? If so, we want to hear about it. Drop it in the comments below, and who knows, your fact might just be featured in our next video. Be sure to click here for 6 more interesting bits of trivia. See you next time on Your Daily Slap Fact.